A couple weeks ago, we had the ATR-3 introduction from 6D. This is an ATR-2 in the FXR graphic. It's brand new. This one I've used a decent amount. When it comes to this, they basically redesigned it. I mean, this is a carbon fiber one. When it comes to the technology inside, when it comes to the cheek pads, like there's a lot of new stuff that comes on this particular model. It's kind of sized down a little bit. And you notice that when you first put the helmet on. That helmet, you know, in general, the first generation naturally felt the largest on your head, and we did get a lot of feedback with that to where people didn't really like that. The ATR-2 came out, it was a little bit smaller all the way around. Now the ATR-3 is even smaller all the way around. They've done updates, you know, incorporating the visor more in. It's got different fastening things here. In here, I noticed that this is a lot smaller. Overall, the helmet to me feels a lot smaller, feels a lot lighter. I really like what they did with the inside padding on the ears. They open that up. It doesn't look like a lot, but they open it up to where instead of having your ears kind of smashed, it kind of encompasses your ear and just kind of wraps around it, which is nice. They say that they did it to kind of for comfort, but then to add speakers and stuff with people that are doing like the Cardo systems and stuff like that, maybe make it a little bit more comfortable. It vents really well. The other one still vented, you know, good. The ATR-2 is still a good helmet. If you have that helmet and you're happy with that helmet, you don't have to run out right now and buy this helmet. It's not something that, oh my God, it's so much better. It is, I think, for the general person, lighter. It's not as bulky. It feels a little bit more like what a Bell helmet does, except for on the Bell, I feel it's a little bit too close to my face. This still has it to where it's farther away from my face. So they've kind of refined their design. All inside, there's a bunch of new technology and a bunch of new stuff from 6D on how they're doing stuff. Thankfully, I haven't had to test the technology and see how great the helmet does in impacts and stuff like that. That's something that unfortunately we're not going to know until somebody has a bad crash in it. All the certifications are there, everything's there in general. They have a bunch of different designs available for it. FXR is going to have some down the road. The one thing that I will say, I didn't think that it was that big of a deal when they brought it up until I was actually doing it and until I was putting the helmet on one of my kids and they said something about it. This little magnetic clip that just kind of clips on there, once you have everything done, is so much easier than the little button that they had before. And it's a little thing, but they're looking at those little things to make it better for the consumer. And it's kind of cool. Everything that they say they did, and you can tell. When it comes to improved venting, it definitely does vent better. It comes to a smaller overall design. You can feel that. The helmet feels lighter. So if you're a 6D guy and you're in time, you know, the ATR-1 or the ATR-2 is getting a little bit long in the tooth and it's time to change, or you had a crash in one and you're looking at it and you want to make sure that you have the latest, greatest thing, this is a good buy and a good decision. You won't regret it. The other thing that not a lot of people know is that if you have had a crash in your older 6D helmet, these are all rebuildable. Not just this, the ATR-2 is rebuildable as well. You can send it back to them, and I think for like 150 bucks or something like that, they'll look at it, they'll say, hey, it's rebuildable, we can do this, this is what it needs, and they kind of go through the whole helmet, and it comes back to you basically sound and ready to go. If it's not, they'll even give you a deal on a discount off of a new helmet. So there's not very many, if any, other helmet manufacturers that have rebuildable helmets. You know, a lot of people will say, hey man, these helmets are really getting up there in price and, you know, I can't afford that for my kid. Well, think about it that way. Like, you buy a helmet for that one time that you need it. If it goes away and, oh, hey, this helmet needs to be rebuilt, why not go with the company that has a rebuildable style of helmet? And if they can't be rebuilt, they'll give you a discount on a new one. So that's kind of our take on the ATR-3. We've had some testing time in it. Like I said, I'm gonna test in it a lot more and do a lot more photo shoots and a lot more racing in it. And if we find anything else out, we'll let you know.